Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. And let's get right into the video. So I won this P1 gel polish set from Christy Mays. It is a 6-piece glitter set, and those are how to use. And sorry if you can hear like the birds outside my window. So this shade is a golden shade, and it is very pretty. You do need 2 coats with these, and so that was the first one. I think it was P21. I think this is P25, and this is a purple shade. And all these colors are very pretty. I don't have any glitter polishes like this. This one is P262. So I guess just added 2 in front of the numbers I said. But this is from Amazon. This is P291, I think. And you guys, this color is so pretty. It's just a silver, and these glitters all have a clear base. And this is P263, and this shade is very gorgeous. It's a rose gold kind of color, and it is just so pretty. And then this is P2, and P250 is just the chunkier version of the pink one from before. And I just cured those for 60 seconds, and because it is a clear base, I really had, no problems with wrinkling or anything like that. And there's what they look like all together, and you can see that 2 of them look very similar. Like you see, I put them next to each other. Like, there we go. That one is finer, and that one is way chunkier, and it's way more holographic because it's chunkier. And so I ended up using that one, the chunkier one, for my set I did today. And I also ended up using the silver. So I'm going to be using Mia's Secret Monomer and JC Beauty Concepts clear to sculpt out the nails. And I didn't etch these before, which, if you do not want these to pop off when you're filing, etch these. Like, etch them. Like, what I mean by that is, like, rough up the surface like you would do for a natural nail, because literally it was so bad. I was trying to file them, and they would just keep popping off, and I would have to glue them back on, and then I still ended up finding a way to pop them off, like, right after I was done with the video and my pictures and all that. And so I wore them as press-on nails for a little while. So if it fits your nail, you can go ahead and rock them as press-on nails if you don't etch them. But it's going to make your life a little harder while you're trying to file them. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And but I was like, I love the JC Beauty Concepts Clear so much better, because it did get stuck in my brush a little bit, like at the beginning, like it just got a little sticky, but I think I just don't know how to clean it out once it gets sticky. That might just be me. But that's the only thing I have an issue with, is when I'm sculpting, is at some point it ends up getting sticky, and I don't know how to get it off my brush. And it's mainly for like the free edge, when I'm cleaning up the free edge and like the sides and all that, when the clear is starting to dry. But this clear is just, it's so much better than the Model 1's clear with the Mia's Secret Monomer. And I'm finally out of Mia's Secret Monomer. Actually, in this video I ran out of it, and I started using the JC Beauty Concepts monomer, and oh my goodness, it works so much better. I wanted to try the Mia Secret monitor because, you know, it's on Amazon. It has the 8 ounces and it's pretty affordable. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And so I did try it, and I found out if I don't have any monomer, I'll buy that one. But like the what's its name? And you shouldn't really be touching the clear like I am. Don't touch it. Don't touch the acrylic in general. Or like the gel polish or the inhibition layer of the gel polish. Don't touch it with your hands. But yeah, I wanted to try and sculpt these out because I've been trying to learn how to sculpt and all that stuff. And for some reason the form was really, really wide. It wasn't this wide on what actually was this wide on me, kind of, sort of. It was actually like the bottom part wasn't as wide, like the base for it. So I think it was just a practice hand thing where it was that wide. But yeah, so I had no clue what I was gonna do. I edited out a lot of this video, but at the same time most of this video was shaping me because once after I applied everything I'm gonna apply, it just, and my encapsulation was so messy that it just kind of ruined everything. Like you can see where my monomer is starting to get low. I'm using my Beetles number 10 brush, by the way, and that's a metal cuticle pusher from Amazon that I used to get the soft acrylic out. I did that while the acrylic was still soft. You don't want to do it while the acrylic's hard, or you're gonna like rip hairs from your brush and all that. So yeah, all I did was sculpt out an extension for all these nails using the clear. I didn't end up doing the thumb because the thumb was just really hard to work on. So yeah, like you see, I'm using the little scraper tool and I'm scraping off like the clear that gets stuck in there. And you guys, the JCB Concepts monomer, like when I was using it, it didn't feel fast to me. Like when I first started, I started using Young Nails to JCB Concepts, and then I went to Model Ones, kind of. Like it came in their kit, so I used it. And then I went to Mia Secret, and now I'm back at JC Beauty Concepts. And the JC Beauty Concepts one sets way faster than the Mia Secret. And it was just, like when I used it, I was like, whoa. And when you pair it with their clear, it just works so well. So now I'm using Stripped to, like you see, that's all just clear coming out. That's why you should, you know, wipe your brush good. Make sure you have enough monomer. As you can see, I don't really have any monomer in there, and that's not a good thing. That's part of the reason why it's getting like gunked up, but here it is. I actually had like the video of me like pouring it into the bottle because that's 8 ounces, and I bought the 16 ounce Just Beauty Concept monomer, and it was so satisfying. But I was like, this video is already too long. So you guys, this, like I said, this is drying quickly, and it was drying like not like turbo speed or nothing like that, not where it's like fast setting or anything, but it was just because I guess I was taking my time with the Mia Secret, like way too much time, and I never realized. So yeah, back to this though. So this with the Balm Nails powder works very, very well. I had no issues with it, and all this is doing is covering up the brown pretty much, and we don't really like need to do a whole lot. They don't have to be the same lengths, they can all be different, because when you go on top with the gel polish, it'll just cover that up anyways. So yeah, I'll be using the chunky holographic one with the pink undertone, and I'll be using the silver one, which it might sound weird, but it looks so cute, so pretty in real life. It's just the best. So this is why I said the ombre part does not have to be perfect, does not have to be blended, does not have to be anything, because with this gel polish, this is the chunkier holographic one with the pinky undertone. You're creating an ombre. All that pink part was for was to block out the nail bed, and I do not add 2 coats of this because I go in with the silver. And but before I do that, before I go in with the silver, I cure it. So after I'm done applying this on all of the fingers, which doesn't take that long, because like you literally just fade it. Like look, it doesn't even have to, that's why it doesn't have to match before you apply it, but after you apply it, the glitter, it has to match. And that little like edge disappears. So after you cure it, go ahead and you can add a second coat of that same one, or you can add another coat of a different one. So that equals 2. And after this is done and cured, you want to make sure you cure it first for a full 60 seconds. And these don't really have a tacky residue. If it does, it doesn't really matter. And then you want to go ahead and encapsulate like regular, and you'll know everything is fully encapsulated when it turns dull and it goes matte. Like you can see how it was very vibrant and all that before. You can see all the glitters, and then it just went silver. That's what you want, because if you file through, it's not gonna look good. It's not gonna be good at all. And you want to make sure you build it up, like a regular nail. And it does not smudge, it does not go anywhere, it doesn't gunk up your brush, it doesn't do anything after you cure it fully. So yeah, all you do is encapsulate all of the fingers, and these actually look like velvet, like they really do. In like low lighting, regular lighting, flash, they look like velvet because of the silver. It just, and like the layering of them, it made it look like velvet. It just looks so good. If I were to just use the silver one on its own, it wouldn't look like that. If I were to just use the other one on its own, it wouldn't look like that. So these two paired, gorgeous. So, sorry. So because I didn't go all the way to the edge with the gel polish, which I really should have, but I wasn't really thinking about it because, like, if it's on, like, I'm not really thinking about this as a tip for, and I really should be, because it's still connected to the paper when I'm doing all that stuff, which I really could take it away. But I'm just like, oh, let me slap it on there, it'll be fine. And it's not fine. Like, it's because when I'm encapsulating everywhere, including the space that the gel polish didn't go. So it's not necessary, and it's just creating a lot of overhang for no reason. So you can see, like, there's like little tails and all that stuff, and I go underneath the nail, and I do this all with the drill, because if I did it with the hand file and get rid of all the overhang, I would be there for forever. And it's just so much faster, less on like your hands and wrists. And then I go over the top, because I file the surface of the nail, the cuticle area of the nail, all that before I go in with the hand file. And I do that because when you go in with the hand file, not the hand file, with the drill, and you make like a wrong move, it can round out your corners. So to me, there's no reason in having to do it twice, which I ended up having to do it twice because it was so wonky, but you know what I mean. Like, so I'm not like filing this, doing it again, filing this, doing it again. All because my corners are rounded out, and then it just turns into a completely different nail because I had to file so much. So, like, you see that they're rounded here, and what I'm doing with the drill is actually making them straight, tapering it in, and I should actually start pinching the nail too, which makes it tapered, and it also gives it like a C curve depending on how much you do it. And now I'm going in with my Carlush 8080 grit file and sharpening up the sides, which it required a lot of sharpening. It really did. And you can see that I picked up the glue right there, and it's because it fell off. So also I used a Pana 5-in-1 drill bit, the fine one before. And all I'm doing now is just crispening up the shape. So this is where I was talking about having to redo a lot of things. So initially I had already, remember at the beginning where I had already taken down the sides and filed on top a little, because if it's so like 3D is the word I'm gonna use, like, because you start off flat, right, with the tip or the extension or the form, you start off flat and then you build the nails up. So when you do that, it changes the shape of everything completely. And because I was just slapping the acrylic on, like you can see, like with the design, these pop off. So yeah, if you have practice hands, you already know that they pop off. But it just makes sense to me to clean the sides up first, because it's going to be easier, and to do the top just like a little bit, right, just so I can see where it's going. And remember I said it rounds out your corners a little bit. If you're not careful, it does all this, but the top still wasn't right. Like the acrylic is smooth, like there's no peaks and valleys and holes and dents, but it just wasn't the way that I wanted it. So I went back in and did it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like you can see at the beginning, I already went in. Where am I gonna go in with my sanding band now? I don't remember, but I did go in with my sanding band at one point, and that is to further smooth out any of like the deep ridges before you buff, right? Because sometimes the if you're not going fast enough, the ridges, they're there. So I've gotten better at bumping my drill up more and more and more, because I feel like if you're going too slow, it's not gonna, the bit, even if it's brand new and it's good, it's gonna do its thing, but you're gonna have like deep striations, deep scratches in the nail, and it's because your bit's going too slow, or if you're using too much pressure. So the faster you go with the bit, the easier it is to do its job. I actually don't know the speed of this bit, like the speed, because my drill doesn't really have speeds. It just has like a little vinyl bar, kind of, sort of, and it just starts at 0, goes to 3, and then all the way to like 30k, I believe, 30 RPMs, which is very fast, but I don't need it to go that fast for anything. But I am starting to bump it up more and more, because I feel like it's a lot better for me. Yeah, here I am going with the sanding band, and it just, like you can see, it's barely taking off any product, but what it's doing is it's smoothing it out like a buffer. Like you can see that before I had the reds buffers, like when I ran out of them, I was just using this and the nails are pretty smooth, like the scratches were gone and all that stuff. But the buffer paired with this, you could just do like one step or the other, you don't have to do both, but I recommend the buffer if you have to, like, oh, if I take this out, what will it do? The buffer is the best, you know, but this, it just works so well, and it's really good at going around the cuticle area. Again, it's very soft, and it's a good way to use up your sanding band too. And like to tapering your sides a bit more. Like you see, I had to go back in because I was like, this one's wonky. And make sure you flip the hand over to see if this, like you see, it popped off. And then I filed on top, you know, and I just went ahead, dusted it off a little bit, and glued it back on with the Macart brush on nail glue. Sad story. I ended up, remember when I said like I use them as press-ons? I sprayed my nail with the hurry up spray, and I tried to glue it on, but it didn't stick. So I went ahead and put glue on the nail tip, and ended up hardening up the tip of the brush, and I can't get it unhard, so I'm gonna have to cut it. But you know, I flipped the hand over to make sure it's like 100% square at the tip, and you can also see the sides very, very, very well. So yeah, after this, I'm going to go in with the, clean up my station first, because you don't want all that dust there. And I'm going to buff the nails with the reds buffer, remember, like, technically the sanding band is an unnecessary step that I could cut out, but I just feel like it does something. So after I buff these nails, I dust them off and I wipe them with, see, came off again, with either swipe or alcohol. Doesn't really matter. Lint-free wipe, get it off, but you have to make sure the dust is gone first. And then I use the bling box there at the bottom, as you can see, and I got that from Bomb Nails. And you see I glued that on crooked. Whoops. But from Bomb Nails, and I ended up using a skull and 2 hearts. And you guys, this was the cutest set. I would totally redo this set with black. Look at the skull. And these I did put top coat over, and it looked so good. And like, I don't typically put top coat over stones, anything, like even the cheapy ones that I buy off like Amazon and all that, because they don't really need them. But I guess the alcohol, because I sprayed it with the hurry up glue spray, it dried out the stone. Not dried it out, but it left like a film over the stone, which made it look foggy. And I didn't want to put any cuticle oil, sorry for my hair, any cuticle oil on it, so I just went ahead and put the top coat on it, and it looked so good. It looked so glassy. So if you dull your stone out that's not Swarovski or anything like that, then I suppose you can, like, you accidentally mess it up, I suppose you could put top coat over it. But if it's anything like Swarovski and all them, it'll just dull it out. So to get these hearts, and I didn't want them to be straight either, and when I showed my mom the set, she was like, everything's crooked. I was like, it's supposed to be like that. But this is the Beatles top coat. Was the top it off gel technically, and I had already wiped these nails off with alcohol and all that stuff, and it looks so good, especially in real life. Like, the way these nails look, like, they're actually insane. I really enjoyed this set. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. And thank you to Christy Mays again for sending me this gel polish that I won. I didn't even think I was gonna win. I just because I love her channel. Her channel will be linked in the cards. I've linked her channel before, and I wipe the side so it doesn't lose its shape, but you shouldn't really touch it with your hands, but I do it anyways. But I wash my hands after. And yeah, here's the finished photos. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.